would, let's keep it going for Sierra and Gary. And of course we have Katie and Keegan. And if you would, give a big round of applause for Jesse and Karis. And next we have Nicole and Casey. If you would, let's give a big round of applause for our main runner, Michelle, and our best man, Johnny. And last but definitely not least, please join me in welcoming a couple of the hour, the newlyweds, Mr. and Mrs. Kayla.
It is time for a few toasts. And so to start things off, I'm going to turn the floor over to our best man, Johnny. Johnny, the floor is yours.
So actually a little bit of misnomer there. I'm not the best man tonight. The best man is Pops over here, and I'm actually the best fella. But hello, everyone. I know these things usually start off with a story about how Brandon and I met, or something else heartwarming, but to be honest, that story's not very heartwarming. And both of us are not great people, so there's not a lot that we can talk about there. So instead, I want to take a moment to appreciate the person that Brandon has become and the husband that I know he will be. So first, he's a runner now. Who the heck thought that that was a good idea? I'm pretty sure I can see your ribs through your suit right now. You're in Texas. Go get some barbecue, my dude. Now, really, I only say this because somehow Brandon is getting even more handsome as he ages, and I'm over here aging like a normal person. And it's quite upsetting. Brandon, you have to understand how much that infuriates me as a good friend of yours. But as much as I make fun of him for being a runner, this says a lot about his character. He's someone who dives headfirst into his interests and his passions, and he pushes himself to improve and learn constantly. Kristen, at times this is going to be difficult. You might have to run with him or watch Lord of the Rings for the 50th time. So yes, it might be very difficult. But above all, I know the two of you are going to inspire each other. And I know the partnership is going to only grow between the two of you. Kristen, Brandon will never fail to share his passions with you. And it's one of the things that makes him an amazing friend, and I'm sure it's going to make him an amazing husband. Second, he's an engineer. Now, I know he looks like a huge nerd, but he kind of struggled right out of high school. And it says a lot about him that we were both working dead-end jobs at some hotel in San Diego, talking about where we might be in the future, and here he is now. He has persevered through so many different things, overcome so many different challenges, and I'm so proud of the person that he has become. He's amazing. Now, I want to also take a moment to thank both Jennifer and Eric over here, because I know that they pushed Brandon to be a better person, and he pushed me to be a better person. So I have a lot to thank both of you for. And what a surprise, right? That they are now the Kaylas. Isn't that amazing? So, I'm very, very happy for the person that you have become and what you've done throughout your life. Finally, he's a partner. Kristen, from the first moment I met you, Brandon has always been encouraging you. And every moment that I spent along the journey with the two of you, he has been there and been your cheerleader. I know that you're going to do the same for him. So, I know you taught him the importance of self-love, not in a gross way, kind of like a more internal thing. But you've given him a real confidence in who he is. And that's very important for who Brandon has become. Now, this is what's going to make him an amazing friend and a doting husband, and he will always, always, always be there for you, and I know it. So, let's raise a glass to a tremendous couple and the families that raised and influenced them. Every person here is gaining friends and confidants for life, and the two of you are the reason that we're all together. Cheers.
All right, next we have Michelle. No? How about Nicole?
No, I don't know my lines. I have to read them. So, good evening, and thank you for joining us on this joyous occasion as we celebrate the love and union of Kristen and Brandon. As the older sister of the beautiful bride, I stand before you today with a heart filled with joy and nostalgia. I am deeply honored to have been asked to say a few words on this special day. Kristen, my little sister. It feels just like yesterday when you were running around our living room after watching Disney movies and pretending to be the characters or a Disney princess. And today, here you are looking like a real-life princess, starting a beautiful new journey with Brandon, your new partner in all of life's ups and downs. And Aunt Brandon. When we first met, I knew you were a wonderful match and partner for my sister. The way the two of you support each other and nurture each other as a parent is something to be cherished. If she ever kicks you out, you're always welcome at our house. May you forever be Aunt Brandon. We're working on it, I promise, but I think it's gonna stick. Let us raise our glasses to celebrate the love between Kristen and Brandon, to honor the merging of two families, and to wish them a lifetime of happiness, laughter, and everlasting love. Cheers. He didn't announce it. He didn't announce it. No. There you go. Do you want me to go? Yeah. So she's Chat GPT, just so everyone knows. For a part of it. See? All right. So apparently, according to Google, I'm supposed to welcome you all, but I think we're good. If you're here, you should know that I am her older and wiser sister. So when I started writing this, which took me multiple days, lots of tears and laughter, I asked Kristen to share some of her favorite memories of us growing up. She said I was cheating, but I was genuinely wanting to see what she remembered about me when she was younger. It's funny because we have completely, totally different memories of each other, but equally funny stories. She told me she remembered when we would fight for computer time, and I supposedly dug my nails into her until she bled, so that she could go away and I would have time. But I told her I remembered when she tattled on me for using my phone while I was driving and got me grounded. So, needless to say, we definitely fit the older-younger sister dynamic. It wasn't until we were much older and I was in college that we got to be much closer. When I lived at home, Kristen was always my annoying little sister. You can do it. She still is, but as we grew up, Kristen became my sister. Okay, sorry. You got it. You got it. This was short. I was incredibly proud to show her off to my friends, and I would do anything to protect her and support her, as she did the same for me. She became my rock through some really, really tough times in my life. And for that, I am forever grateful. Okay. I know I can always count on her. Oh, shit. Okay, I know. Okay. That wasn't in there. I'm not. I know I can always count on her to listen to me cry, clearly. Call me out when I'm being dramatic. Same with you. And support me when I need it most. I still call her when I think I'm having a crisis, which is often. From comedy shows, to concerts, to clubs, and Words Fest, and you driving me home, and even a few times making Kristen be my TT, which I probably owe you back for, but I think we're good now. I have so many fun memories that I will always cherish of us. Growing up, people always mistook Kristen and myself for twins. We would get asked at restaurants and stores if we were twins, and deep down, I was always flattered, even if I rolled my eyes. Kristen's beautiful, smart, loving, and kind. Who wouldn't want to be like her? And Brandon. I cannot say that I remember the first time I met you because it honestly feels like you've been part of our lives forever. You compliment Kristen so well, and I can say our entire family is grateful for you. You know what to say to keep Kristen calm in tough situations, and how to make her smile and laugh, and how to put her in her place when it's needed. Especially during family card games, such as Phase 10. Thank you for marrying my sister so that we all had a reason to have this party. I am so happy for you both, and I could not have picked a more perfect person for Kristen to marry. Welcome to the family. Cheers to Kristen and Brandon and a lifetime of happiness.
All right, and next we have the father of the bride, Joe. Excuse me, sorry. Did I get that wrong? Okay.
Guess what? I'm not going to have it on my phone. It would take me about a week or two to write that on a phone. So I scribbled some notes on a sheet of paper. First of all, I want to thank all of you for coming and sharing this day with us this evening. We appreciate it. And I'm sure Brandon and Kristen appreciates all your family and friends here. First of all, most of you dads know that your girls, they call mom for the important stuff, and they call the dads when something's broken or the car's not making a funny noise. So mom gets off the phone with Kristen, and she tells me, Kristen's met someone. I said, oh, okay. How did that work? Well, they met at a dog park. at a dog park. Yeah, Kristen was walking her dog, and she met this guy at the dog park. I said, that's interesting. So I'm looking for this dog that that Brandon has. I still haven't seen that dog. Now, he did show me a picture. He said, I really did have a dog. I had to give it away. I said, yeah, okay. That sounds like a good story. And he does have a picture of a dog. So, and I did go online, and I can't find a place where you can rent a dog in Austin. So if somebody's looking for a business to start, that may be a good one, because you could get all the single guys and say, you can rent a dog and go to a dog park and find a beautiful, intelligent young lady. Then a few months later, they come to visit, right? So I'm going to find out what kind of guy this is. So I've got some work to do. I got some fence work to do at the farm, right? So I go to town and get some supplies. I buy him a new set of gloves, right? Because I don't want he's been working in a hotel, and I don't want his hands to get blistered. So we go out, I put him to work. He's throwing chains, and I'm in an air-conditioned cab tractor. I'm not working him too hard because I don't want to run him off, just in case Kristen likes it. So she comes out and checks on us several times to make sure I'm not working him too hard, I guess. She says, oh, well, I have to walk Duchess. That's her dog. So she comes out and checks on us. I don't think I worked him too hard. But the next time they come down, I said, Brandon, I said, you bring your work clothes? I said, you got your gloves? No, I forgot them. Kristen was rushing me. She said we had to hurry up and go. So I said, well, I'm not going to buy you a new set of gloves every time you come down. But he is a pretty good worker, I have to admit. So like I said, Brandon's a great guy, and I want to compliment Jennifer and Eric for raising such a fine young man. And I really do appreciate you taking care of Kristen. I love you both. And thanks for bringing me a great guy for a son-in-law. Here's to Kristen and Brandon and their future as a married couple. Love you both.
All right, next we have Eric, the father of the groom.
All right, much like Joe, I'll be reading off of paper and not on my phone. So if it was on my phone, Gary would have to hold it so I could read it from here. Before we get started with Brandon and Kristen, I want to take a moment and thank Joe and Anna. Thank you for everything you did to make this come together tonight. And thank you for welcoming Jen and I into your family as much as you've welcomed Brandon in. We really appreciate that. Thank you both. And now for Brandon and Kristen. Kristen and Brandon. Thank you from all of us for letting us share this day with you. Probably not a stretch to say that this is one of the happiest days of your life. Top five? Yeah. I don't want to say it's all going to be downhill from here, but today is one of those great peaks that you'll have in life. Now, with peaks also come valleys. And throughout your life together, you're going to have peaks and valleys. Brandon, there may be times when Kristen starts to annoy you just a little bit. Kristen, I know there's going to be days that Brandon frustrates you so much you can't stand the sight of it. I've lived with one of you. When you land in one of these valleys, it's only natural to put yourself and your feelings first, to pull back and put up barriers. That's the easy thing to do. But a big part of being married is choosing not to do the easy thing. Marriage is committing to do the hard things and doing these hard things with grace and joy. You don't have to go through these valleys alone. Your families will always be here for you, and you have a great support group of friends that are there to support you and see you through. When you're in these valleys, sometimes the hardest thing to do is just to show up for your spouse. But if you keep showing up for each other, time after time after time, good things happen. You build trust in each other. You build confidence in yourself as a couple. You strengthen your relationship, and you deepen your connections with each other. When you have this, the valleys don't seem so deep or so dark. And each new peak will be more vibrant and more exciting than the last. So Brandon and Kristen, my prayer for you is that you would continue showing up for each other, especially when it's the last thing that you want to do. Continue to love each other and support each other. And everything's going to be great. So congratulations, and cheers to the happy couple.
Thanks, Eric. All right, and now, so to kick things off, to get this party moving, we're going to do something called a grand march.